What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 8 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Aranessa Saltspite campaign. So as we saw last time, things have gotten pretty interesting as the Dwarfs of Ironbrow's expedition and the vampire counts of the Ghosts of Glan Boreal have both declared war on us, giving us this massive border of enemies that we're essentially, well, sharing a border with. I don't know whether we have enough armies to maintain this entire territory, but, well, I am excited to try and find out. Before we get going, though, once again, we have managed to reach the likes and comments threshold, and thus, once again, this will be an hour-long episode, and once again, the offer stands 50 likes and 300 comments. Wait. No, that one's unlikely. 300 likes and 50 comments, and the next episode will be an hour long as well. Anyway, let's begin. I think we did pretty much everything that we needed to last time around, with the exception of moving Maddie and Recruiter Sea Legs. Now, in theory, these guys can't reach us in a single bound, so we could, and nay, we probably should, move you, let's say an ambush stance, right outside Campagrota. We can return to Rivola in a single bound if these guys start moving through the mountains, though they may be wary of trespassing, and we have to keep in mind that these guys may be used against them if we can manage to pull it off. Then, with Recruiter Sea Legs here, we can essentially use Aranessa and Recruiter Sea Legs together to quickly try to take these dwarfen territories before moving back to Rivola and defending it. As to whether that'll work out well, I guess we'll have to see. And the other thing that we have to do is probably try to make friends with Clan Scryer, which will mean declaring war on one of their enemies. I don't know who Gwalkazar is or where they are, so I'm going to say them. And besides, Alberic is probably... Well, you know what? It might have to be both, and it might have to be money. Let's find out. Gwalkazar? Oh, okay. Looks like Gwalkazar alone is sufficient, and I think that will be good enough. We can even get money for it. I was expecting to pay them. Beautiful. Non-aggression pact with Scryer, since we can't be defending borders from every single side. Then... can we be friends with you? Yes. We'll non-aggress with these orcs as well. This is all probably temporary, at the very least with regards to the orcs. We just need somebody to stay in the mountains for us so that we don't have to defend from every side. There we go. Alright, now, you've moved, and I think Maddie still needs to move. All the buildings are built, but Maddie has to... oh, yes, Maddie has to fight. So we have the Circle of the Sun and a little army out here. Maybe we can attack the army and draw them out. That would be ideal. Let's see about this. Maddie, you're going to go for Reanimated Marksman, as more or less you're using zombie pirate gunnery mobs. And Henrietta Bootycatcher, you can have 3 points, eh? Fog of the Damned, Tidecall, and Kiss of the Deep. Gotta get replenished troops ASAP as well, but let's spread it out so that we have more tactical flexibility with our spells. Bootstrap Biltong, you're going through Powder Wet in order to get the missile strength bonus for the army, as this is a very missile-heavy army. And that's about it. Alrighty, Maddie, can you reach this in Parley stance? Indeed you can. Let's see if this guy runs or if he's willing to fight. Or I probably could have taken a look at your right... whatever. Do we need it? We have... okay, we have a little army. This is our weaker army, mind you, but I think we should be able to handle this without too much trouble. Gotta keep an eye on those huntsmen, as they will be in stock, and we won't be able to see them and attack them from the distance. There is the major threat of the enemy mortars, as well as the piles of crossbows, but I'm reasonably confident. Pop the Gleaming Pennant on the animated hulks, and away we go. Alright, away we go. It's Maddie's time to shine. She and her raiding army haven't had a chance to do too much in recent times, so nice for them to get a battle. Anyway, it looks like there's a smaller force deployed outside the settlement, so we'll be destroying that first. Gonna start it off by having our flyers, our deck droppers, specifically the bomb variety, move in and kill off these enemy archers before they can kill off our own deck droppers. And there we go, archers, or huntsmen rather, drop down to about a third of their HP, and every bomb that drops upon them takes them lower. Out here, the enemy halberdiers are trying to charge towards our main line and are pretty much failing to do so, in the sense that while they are charging, they're also getting gunned down by our gunnery mobs. There we go, got a few more nice volleys in there. You gotta love watching these volleys. And it looks like that unit of handgunners gets absolutely deleted, whereas this one is going to get ripped apart by the combo of Sirens and animated hulks. Monstrous infantry plus Sirens is a classic vampire coast combo, and does work quite nicely. There we go. Lastly, the enemy lord is here. He's getting shot up by our handgun deck droppers, as well as Jessie, or Maddie rather, herself. And a couple more shots should make him, or bring him down. It is only a huntsman general, and I've never really liked the lords. Never gotten good use out of them myself, so down you go. That's for being useless. Await reinforcements. We'll try to chase down whatever other unit remains, but in 7 seconds, we've got the enemy moving in. And that's why we've sent our deck dropper bombers back here to start on the enemy. Specifically, the enemy ranged units are going to be our targets, as well as the enemy artillery. And dropping a few bombs on them should work quite well. There we go, single volley from the bombers drops the handgunners to about half HP, and I imagine sort of similar effect on the enemy crossbows. And very nice, very nice. Of course, all enemy missile infantry is extremely threatening to deck dropper bombers, so we gotta be real careful, as they're very fragile. But they can dish out the damage glass cannons as they are. Anyway, looks like the enemy mortars down to less than half HP, and another volley from the other deck dropper will bring it down. We could, funnily enough, let it keep firing if we wanted to, which would probably have it drop a few more shells into its own troops by virtue of missing the deck droppers. But it's fine. Rather just destroy it and make sure that it can do nothing further. Down to 15 troops, and I believe they're broken and will run off the map. Alright, try to get a few more volleys on the enemy archers or handgunners as you can. Ooh, it looks like the enemy handgunners did manage to get a volley, and yeah, a single volley takes almost half HP from our deck droppers and loses them or takes out 5 of their number. And this means I think we've slightly overstayed our welcome, so we're going to get our deck droppers out of there. And then we'll move them into where we can heal them with our Vampire Fleet Admiral. We do have the lore of vampires in this particular army after all, so we do have access to Invocation of Nehek. Anyway, the enemy army is going to start making their way forward while we set up nicely on this cliff. We've got our plateau or whatever. We got the mortars up here, and they will fire upon the enemy where they cannot be reached by most of the enemy infantry due to this nice little cliffside. Then we've got our handgunners up on this hill where they can hopefully fire over each other and have that slight elevation advantage. Over on the flanks, we have our zombie pirate gunnery mobs to both flank the enemy and fire into their sides and chase them down. And then in the center, we will have our sirens, our animated hulks, and any summoned units we can get. Speed it up a little bit further again, heal up our flyers, there we go, dropping that Invocation of Nehek overcast, and dropping shells as well. And very, very nice. Enemies on approach, but they're having a pretty darn bad time so far. Looks like this is going reasonably well, but I suppose it could always turn. There we go, keep on firing mortars. Even when the mortars don't do damage, they do have a reasonably decent advantage that they provide when against only an infantry force, and that is by forcing enemy units to try to dodge them, and forcing the enemy army to lose cohesion and units to stay behind. This can be used pretty darn effectively against enemy elites in particular, having your artillery focus them down and keeping them back. Anyway, back to the background battle as the deck droppers, both handgun and bomber varieties, start working once again on the enemy crossbows and handguns, but we'll soon be getting support from our bombers as well. In the meantime, enemy infantry are making their way towards us, although the hills are not alive with the sound of gunfire, but undead with the sound of gunfire. And they're just ripping those infantry apart. Swordsmen die in a single volley from all of our units, but more enemies are there. Where that came from, Halberdiers going to try to face off against our animated hulks here. While the Sirens make their way forward, we're going to summon a unit of Rotting Prometheans to stop more Halberdiers from making their way in, while we position our gunnery mobs with pistols to fire into the enemy's sides. Looks like an enemy lord, the Empire Captain, has tried to make his way in, but two of our handgunners, three of our handgunners in fact, have decided to fire on him, and those armor-piercing volleys bring him down to barely any HP. Fantastic. That'll be a nice morale shock in a couple seconds once the enemy lord is done for. Somebody better bring him down. Ooh, nice knife. Maddie got him with her, or was that, no, that was the gunnery white. Alright, well, nice job, gunnery white. Did I give you a name? This is Bootstrap Biltong, the first kill for you. First Lord kill. Should be proud. Well done, buddy. Anyway, looks like the enemy infantry is having a pretty bad time as it is getting chased now by the Sirens and the animated hulks. In fact, the entire enemy main line has collapsed, and just like that, the battle is over. Alright. Looks like we basically took no damage whatsoever. Yeah. Tiny bit of HP damage on Henrietta Bootycatcher here, and she's healing up via the hunger. A little bit of damage on some of our deck droppers, but well, actually these two have HP loss, but no model loss. These guys still have a few models lost, but I think we recovered a few of them as well via healing. Yeah, very nice. I think positioning worked out very well for us in this particular battle. This kill provided a very nice place to fight, and we were able to harass their army on the way to us. First with those deck droppers, and then afterwards with the mortars and then the handgunners while they still outranged the enemy army. Man, I just love watching the piles of zombie pirate gunnery mobs with handguns fire in the way that they do. There's something very pleasant about their volleys, possibly more pleasant than regular handguns from the Empire. Anyway, there's chasing the dude, we'll do it off screen. Alrighty, that was very nice. Not quite perfect, but with only 9 losses. Damn well near so. Unfortunately, the rewards are pretty minimal as well. Ransom captives gives us 650 money, but hey, some money better than no money, so yes, we'll take it. You are going to survive with a few of your units of... hey, Talisman of Endurance, nice. And there's that Rotting Promethean for Maddie. I'm going to survive with that unit of Huntsmen, but you'll lose your settlement. And... I'm going to auto-resolve this. I'm just going to hope we don't get screwed by it. Now we're fine. 15 losses. Actually, more losses than the actual battle, but nonetheless. And since we're not looking to keep the place, we'll erase it. Alright, and hello, Sartosan map right. On Henrietta Bootycatcher, this should actually be on the Lord, because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work on a hero. There we go. Campaign, movement range, etc, etc, etc. A Dead Man's Chest, not super useful in this army, and frankly, not a lot of the stuff here is. We could pop a Hold Banner of Militia on one of the mortars, but they're never going to do any crazy damage or anything like that. I mean, let's do it for now. Once we get better artillery pieces, we will swap it out. Also, while we don't have too much use for it, we'll put the Ruby Ring of Ruin on you, Maddie. And we'll also pop the Reanimated Marksman second point, giving you a little bit of additional missile damage. And wait, are we able to go to rank now? I was hoping for that lucky spyglass, but no, one rank short. We will also, let's say, get a second point in Fog of the Damned, maybe? Replenish troops would also be quite useful, but Fog of the Damned for now. And get out of Parley Stance, go into Encamp, and I guess we're going to Hanging Rock next. Oh, they do have a decent force. Or we could just ignore it completely and try to go for Citadel of Myrmidia. Well, in a field battle we should be able to take this, but not in a... not in a siege... Well, yes, in a siege battle, but we'd actually need to build towers and stuff, so we'll have to siege. And... Anyway, I believe that's that for this turn. We're ready to go. We have a little bit of cash that we could spend if we want to. And there's probably a couple things that we could build. Let's upgrade the secret tunnels here. The rest can be at rank 2, or continue being at rank 2. We do want the pirate fortress, but at 3.5k, I think it's a little bit steepish. And we can ignore it now in favor of getting something else later. Sartosa is fine. Varezzo is fine. Miragliano. We could upgrade Rivola and Campagrotta, but I think I'd rather save it. We will, however, upgrade Viadaza. The problem with these territories is that something might jump out of the mountains and destroy them, and then, you know, it will have been a waste of our time. Minded to service for you, Recruiter Sea Legs, Recruiter as you are. And hopefully we can get to the two additional Ogre pistols recruited for Aranessa. We'll see. I'm tempted to build something here, but I do like the additional pirate crew growth rate. It does tempt me. So does the pirate hall. You know what, we'll save the money because we're really running out. It's becoming problematic. I think for now it might be safer to have Harold carry half-mast land. In fact, if we have Estelle moving to him, if he just keeps moving looking for islands, he'll never catch up. So here's what we'll do. We'll send him up here, and we'll see if we can find an enemy of Clan Scryer in order to attack them, give their territory to Scryer, and acquire a defensive agreement thereby. Or, in the alternative, have them maybe give it to the Norskins, to Wulfric, in order to break the agreement between Scryer and Wulfric and then attack them. That's a possibility. There are possibilities, but we won't know until we get there. End turn. And let's hope I didn't forget anything. Alright, Sea Legs and Nessie. Oh, I forgot to check where Thoric... Oh, there he is. Well, weren't you right on time, buddy? I guess the question is, can we fight Thoric with Recruiter's Sea Legs? Obviously, he doesn't know we're there. Cult of the Pious South Confederacy has ended their trade agreement. Oh, we've been waiting for that. Oh, okay, well, we now know where Madeline should go. Screw the Badlands, unless... we take Hanging Rock and trade it to these guys. I don't like the fact that it's walled, though. I take it the other city is here. I could try raiding all the way over there. And if we can reach it, try to grab the other city, settlement, trade it, loop back around to settlement of Myrmidia, Citadel of Myrmidia, raise it, and maybe loop back up here? I mean, maybe this wouldn't be so tough. I mean, it's not that I think it would be tough, it's just that I think that we have to sit there for a while dealing with these guys, which might be a bit of an annoyance. Not the craziest annoyance, mind you. I don't know, I'll think about it. We got other stuff to do for now. Let's figure out what Nessie and the recruiter have to do. First of all, Nessie, you cannot reach Rungne here. Thoric may be trying to go to Campagrotta after all. The concern there is, can he win? Maybe. It depends on what's actually in his army. We do have a few bonus troops. I guess the question is, are we willing to risk it? If we leave ambush stance, we can oh, well, we can reach Thorak, but we probably can't kill him. Not with this army, I mean. Like, I don't know what's in his army, but it's probably frightening enough for Recruiter to not be able to do it. Oh, but if he could, though, that would solve a lot of problems. Although, it would also create a problem. The problem being... Oh, no, don't take that. Okay, now, wait, you know what? Here's what we'll do. You, in camp stance. Then, delete Zombie Pirate Deckhands mob. And use the last turn of Curse of Eternal Servitude to recruit 2 Man-Eaters with Ogre Pistols, 2 more Man-Eaters with Ogre Pistols for Aranessa. Nessa, you're heading to Trantio. And you're gonna auto-resolve it. Like so. And we will occupy it. Then, we will see. Either Thorak attacks us here, or he moves back to try to defend Kazad Sedazund. We'll see. It's going to be interesting over the next turn, especially as that did hurt Aranessa's force a little bit. Mildly concerned, but only mildly for now. We should probably spend the points on the Bombards to get the army ability, as well as the Spar deck, because we want to get those Sartosa Pirate Mercenaries, though at 200 cost, they're a lot more costly than the regular Sartosans, so maybe we'll wait a little bit before actually recruiting them. Maddie, I'll deal with you in a second. I want to see what Harry can do. Harry, land here. There's Slaneshi and well, the Chaos Corruption is coming from Wulfric. Who's the Slaneshi Corruption? Salsona belongs to Guelkas. Oh, that's the enemy of Clan Scryer. Okay. Well, we'll try moving up there. It's a plan. Whether it's a viable plan remains to be seen. I'd also like to see who's at Spineport. Whether it's a different Skaven faction, as if it is, then maybe we'll grab that as well. As in if it's not Scryer. Estelle, you've just moved. Maddie is just about to move. As soon as I build building. And you know what? While we're at it, let's name some units. I think this army deserves a little bit of reward after all that. We're definitely keeping the zombie pirate gunnery mobs. With handguns. I don't know if we're keeping the regular gunnery mobs in this army, but we might be. Certainly a possibility. But they lack armor-piercing missile damage, which we're going to need. You know what? Let's name these two. You. Handguns. Let's see what we got. Bully boys. And you. Oh, and while we're at this, there's a lot of animated hulks to name. The Drunken Mob. Alright, let's do 2 of you. And good enough. And since I'm remembering it now... Yeah, I'm not going to name all of these, because that's ridiculous, but... at least not in this episode, because I don't want to spend the entire thing naming. Maz Manglers. Alright, appreciate all the names for the hulks. Parts unknown, from and made of. Parts unknown. Bloated buddies. Even more bloated than the regular ogres that will make up the part of this army. Manann's Chosen. Alright. And the only kind of ogres Manann likes the rotting maws. And lastly... Oh, you have the least HP? Yeah, well, nonetheless. Grimbeard's Bulks. There we go. Alright. We can name their... I'll just do it later. That's enough, I think. Alrighty. Maddie, finally, I'm gonna move you. Or did I? I didn't build the stuff, did I? Let's double check. Oh, Sartosa, yes. We want to get the plunder pile here, and Bafardo, we will... There's nothing really useful there right now. We'll hold off on you. And everything else? No, Ravola. Well, I guess we can build the tree and news here. Nothing crazy, but build it nonetheless. And let's upgrade the meat market here, and upgrade Trantio, and delete the little lagoon of drowned sailors. Maddie... Alright, go into parlay stance. Go to Hanging Rock. Screw it. Maddie, I guess you're working today. Let's put up the whole banner militia on one of the mortars, and... maybe we could try to speed through this battle a little bit. We could also auto-resolve, but I don't trust the Pyrrhic victory on medium casualties. Alright, I'm just gonna manually fight this Alright, you know, I thought about it and I decided to cut that particular battle out as it didn't feel like it was worth our time. It was one of those minor battles where the enemy had no chance, but it would eat up a lot of screen time, and so here we are. Essentially what I did was use the mortars to knock down the walls, they didn't do much else, so then we went in with the flyers, killed off the enemy buildable towers, followed by the enemy pistoliers, followed by the enemy crossbows, while the sirens made their way up over the walls where they destroyed anything up there, including range units and melee units, and the heroes together with the animated hulks battered down the gates. No prob. 1600 gold and raise it, or occupy it and then trade it. Occupying it would allow us to heal here. Raising it would mean we don't particularly care either way. It is 500 infamy. We could also sack it, then occupy it, then trade it. But then it'll probably cost money to... actually, I'm not sure. Huh. You know what? Sack it. It'll cost money to rebuild, but I think it'll cost money to rebuild regardless. Well, let's risk it. And hopefully you can still move in, and indeed you can get a free Dragonbane gem, but that's hardly worth our time. And we're gonna occupy it. It was a tier 1 anyway, and it costs 639 to rebuild, meaning we made a tiny amount of cash. We'll build the... one of these. Does it matter? It does not matter. Leadership when under siege, reload when under siege, missile resistance when under... that's all under siege. Alright, just build one of them. And the reason for that is we're going to trade it to these guys and hope they pay us a little bit more by virtue of there being a building in there. Otherwise, it looks like we're pretty good. We're actually gaining mana as well. And you know what? Let's try to turn that frown upside down. I mean, that Dragonbane gem into something a little useful. Although... the Armor of the Deep confers a 35 missile resistance, which we could completely counteract with the Dragonbane gem. Though on the other hand, fire resistance is rarely necessary enough for us to bother with. I'll think about it. We'll leave it as it is. Alright. We got a little bit of cash, but not enough to spend, I think, so we'll just leave it alone, and let's end the turn and see what Thoric does where he goes. I also want to take a quick look at the riddles. Okay, you're really far. Yeah, I think the riddles are so far we're just gonna send heroes to them. There's no way we're ever gonna get armies to them. It'll take way too long. Honestly, even the heroes are problematic at the current time, but I'd like to find some new ones. So abandon this one, and hopefully we'll find some more. Skip, 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 and double check Diplo. Bog Creeper's Tribe. How do you feel about the... undead? Not well. We could non-aggress with ya, but I'm willing to bet the Caravan of Blue Roses won't like it. How much money would you give us for this? 1.4k. Ain't bad. And they're friendly with Wurzag. They might get confederated. You know what? It's a free 1.4k, and at this point in time, I really want the money, so we'll do it. Hopefully any anger the Blue Roses feel about us for this will be counteracted when we trade them the settlement. Hopefully. We shall see. Oh, there's Beric Var out here as well. They were not going to like us very much, but and dwarves have a thing about the undead. But anyway, end the turn. Alright, Thoric, moment of truth. Will you go after the recruiter Sea Legs? Will you go after Aranessa Saltspite? Will you turn back to your own territory? Okay, that answers that question. He appears to have turned back. Did he reclaim the territory that had just fallen? And can we follow him? A Rapturous Excess Slanesh, who is in a defensive alliance with Clan Scryer, wants a trade agreement. Now, oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Hopefully that wasn't horrific. I'm thinking. Wait. They are friendly and are trading currently with the World Walkers. Do we want to ally with these guys? Here's the problem. I don't know how big of a territory they have, and what territories they occupy. Oh, it looks like this is theirs. Mountainous territory? Oh, this as well. Not sure I want them to keep this. And in the actual mountains, I think it was Scryer, but I'm not sure. You know, I'm going to hold off on this for now. Doesn't mean I'll hold off on it forever, but let's not do it unnecessarily if we are to declare war on them. I'd rather have a bigger contiguous empire rather than a, you know, bunch of little mini empires. And I wonder who would win out of you two. One problem with this is that we can't really move now. Trantio. All strength 68. Do you have siege attack or you do not? Meaning you could go for Trantio. We need to send Aranessa to Ducesso. We could move you in March stance here, but then Thorek would be the danger. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll pop you into March stance. Right out at the distance where Thorek can't reach you. Right here. Then... oh, I hope this works. Then... is this too close? You know what? A little tiny bit back off. Oh, I didn't check whether... No, they're not coming? Okay, good. Then, Nessie, you're going to parlay stance, you're going to attack Ducesso. Like so. And occupy it. Auto-resolve. Tiny bit of damage, but fine. Occupy... Ooh. All this money is tempting, but alas. Alright, then we will pop you into Dredge the Sea stance, and I guess we'll immediately upgrade Ducesso with that lovely... Oh, no, we can't. I got excited for nothing. Slave pit for you, we need money, so we're going to prioritize it a little bit over growth. Go for the slave pits here. Trantio, we need the plunder pile, and next turn, we will have the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. I did build the plunder pile at Sartosa, did I not? I did. I'm not sure that it's worth actually upgrading it right now, but, you know, it may become so at some point. You, go to Spineport, and ooh, there's a sea corpse here. We could maybe send Harry half-mast back. Harry, going to raiding stance, move while raiding up here. I want to see what's going on up here, but also move while raiding. Alright, money is a problem right now after all. You would like to trade Hanging Rock to these guys. How much is it worth to you? 32.2. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. So, the way we're going to do this is this. Maddie, since it's your day, you're going to head to Kalknir. And there is no army here.
Surely not. Outstanding.
Close victory, low casualty. Oh, this might be worth a nice little field battle. This seems like a nicer army than the one we fought before. You hold off, Maddie. Plus, I'm enjoying this army. Maddie's been around for a while. Then, we're going to do this. I want you, sir. You have Hanging Rock. We will go for an... Oh, wow, they won't defensive alliance, but they will non-aggress and they will trade. And will they join war against the Exiles of Nehek? Yes. Will they join war against the Cult of Sigmar? Nearly so. What about Stan's trade agreement? They'll probably trade themselves. Here's the thing I'm thinking about. If we can get them to be friendly with Wurzag, i.e. fighting the same factions as Wurzag, that would be good. Exiles of Nehek are nearly dead, though. You know what? No Exiles of Nehek. And give us 5k? Yes. Yes, that's worth it. That was more money than we got from raising it, in fact. Alright, do this. Am I right? I think so. Yes. Okay. Then... Alright, they like us well enough. Wurzag, you're currently fighting Teclis, so what we'll also need to do is... Ooh, he didn't like that very much, but... Is he still strength rank 1? Down to 4. Oh, did Teclis win his fight there, or is he still under siege? I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Would you please occupy Stormhenge? Oh, stop sitting there, man. It's annoying. Alright, so the thing about this is we don't know whether Maddie will get attacked, but I think nonetheless we'll fight that fight, because I think it'll be a fun fight to fight, as it were. Let's do a little bit of building, and then we'll go again. Lucchini, don't need to do anything. Sartosa, no. Riveriati, Varezzo, I'd love to upgrade you, but at the current cost, it's a little bit prohibitive. But if there's nothing as important to upgrade, then we'll be okay. And Ducesso, yes, we'll upgrade you. Nothing at Susuria would. Alright, I guess we'll upgrade Varezzo. Yeah, we could upgrade the... Wait, what am I looking for? That's Sartosa. We could upgrade the main settlement here at River Riati, or, in the alternative, we could build some stuff in Aranessa's ship. Namely, we probably do want to keep upgrading the carronades. The other stuff is important, but it's not like we can use it right now, so it's not as big of a deal. I would also love to build the barb launcher, but it'll be a bit before we can do that. Okay, you know what? Fine. Let's upgrade, let's say, a Rivolo, or... No, let's upgrade the main settlement down here. Oh. We no longer have enough? Or, wait, it was a different place, wasn't it? It was River Riati, okay. Alright, there we go. All money gone once again, damn it. Hey, okay, well. That's another end turn in it, and we'll see what Thorek does and whether we can hit him right after. But I didn't miscalculate something here. No, I'm about to find out. Wait, I lied. We're going to attack with Maddie. I almost screwed that one up, and oh. Did I take you out of the wrong stance, Nessie? I think I did. Situation mustering. You're not in parlay, right? What do you mean mustering?
We're ship-shape.
Oh. Odd. Oh, mustering was because we were upgrading carronade thing. Eh. Yeah, that switches you to mustering. Okay, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Maddie, round 2 for you. Alrighty, I'm glad we took this battle. I didn't realize for a second there that it was a minor settlement, so that should make this a little bit more interesting. Maddie going again. This is her episode, I guess, and let's hope that she gives us another victory in these Badlands. Alright, so the way we're going to do this is start off on this enemy cannon tower, as we certainly don't want it exploding any of our units in a bad way, and then following up with the second tower right after. Fortunately, it looks like our mortars are being reasonably accurate this time around, and the towers should go down reasonably quickly as well. And we're going to also get ready to move in the Sirens, as well as our Lord and Hero, as they are the least likely units to get heavily damaged and die by the enemy physical attacks with their massive physical resistance and their recovery, the Sirens I mean. Also going to try to loop around the enemy or flank the enemy with our flyers and dodging shots via or using the walls, and then hopefully I'm going to drop some bombs on the enemy crossbows and pikes. Alright, try not to get shot there, handguns. And then the same thing goes for the bombers, which will be moving in as well. Alright, looks like the battle will be joined as the Sirens collide with the enemy Flagellants, who have that 55 melee attack, just quite nice. And oh, something's buffing their melee attack quite massively, 35, very nice. Well, good for them. Will that be enough to deal with the Sirens somehow? I doubt it. Looks like a single Siren has fallen, though they are starting to take damage. We pop the Invocation of Nehek on them, and they will heal up and just fine. To make sure that they take no further damage, or well, at least while they're busy with the Flagellants, we're going to summon a unit of Sartosan Zombie Pirate Deckhands mobs, or dead Sartosans, to block off the enemy reinforcements and prevent them from hurting our Sirens. Alright, here come the animated Hulks to save the day, or at least to apply their damage to the much more defensive-minded Siren unit with their relatively low melee attack. Kind of the opposite of Cairn rates as they are. It makes me, well, next time I play Vampire Counts, I guess, I was about to say, it makes me want to make an army with Cairn rates, Hex rates, Spirit hosts, and Sirens. And of course a few more Descensions as well. Or in the alternative, we might still be able to do that in this particular episode. Well, no, it'll be more difficult to build Hex rates and Cairn rates and Spirit hosts here, as we have a limited number that we can build via the Allegiance system. I was thinking about putting them into Silostra's army. Silostra then gets Ghost Knights, though. Well, either way, we'll build a Ghost Army here, and we'll build a Ghost Army next time I play the Vampire Counts as well, and oh man. As you guys know, for those of you who have watched other campaigns, I love the Vampire Counts so much as my favorite faction, and oh man, I'm gonna have to play all their campaigns and the old world as well. But anyway, that's for the future. Gotta stop myself from salivating. Anyway, we are still making our way up this ramp and still fighting. The Sirens combining once again very well with that pile of monstrous infantry, animated hulks, and we're repeatedly summoning zombies to help out and take a little bit more of the damage. Fortunately, with a few judicious applications of Invocation of Nehek, we are able to keep our Sirens and animated hulks in tip-top shape. Alright, here comes a Fog of the Damned to annoy the enemy, bringing their melee attack and leadership down to basically nothing. Swordsmen. Some have 6, some have 17, but either way, it's not going to be enough, and they will soon be overwhelmed. While this is happening, of course, the rest of the battle is still occurring as well. We've knocked down both towers now, another unit of Sirens is starting to make their way forward, mortars are firing on the handguns, and we've done decent damage to enemies here. With our bombers, we can still see the remnants of some of those poor crossbowmen after the deck droppers' ministrations. Now that the deck droppers are done with them, they're going to loop around back here. We've had our handguns loop around even further, and they have destroyed the enemy mortar and are now focusing down this enemy unit of crossbow. Not the best exchange, as obviously the deck droppers are fragile and they can certainly lose models like this, and probably will. But once this crossbow unit here is dead, it's basically the only range unit that is defending the back line, and it wasn't even here to defend the mortar. So once these guys are dead, we can use the flying handguns to hopefully kill off the enemy lord, who will be undefended and will have no way to attack our flyers. Anyway, keep on firing handguns. These crossbows are nearly done for. There we go, some nice volleys into them. Oh, they're looking a little bit washed out, huh? Oh, it's because it's night. The lighting is still pretty good, so I didn't even realize it for a second. Oh, I guess it's... No, it's night, or maybe it's sunrise. Either way. Either way, this unit of crossbows is shaken and pretty much dead. We're streaming our way further into the enemy cities as well, as well, just trying to tie up enemy range units so that they don't fire upon the blob. The blob itself continues to fight with the other Siren unit and those animated hulks, and just dishing out the damage. 107 kills on them so far, and 80 on the Sirens as well. And 10k damage, and... Well, let's see how the Hulks be doing. I can find them, and 11k damage on them, so fighting about even. Alright, very, very nice. They're a little bit separated from each other now, but the enemy forces, well, let's just say in trouble. They're all pretty heavily damaged. Ooh, getting those bombs coming in from our gunnery right, and that was a successful shot as well. Well done. Bootstrap Biltong up to 185 kills and 18k damage. Very respectable. That was a very nice bomb throw. Don't usually get too many chances to get good value out of the bomb throws, mostly because the gunnery whites don't have crazy range and they have a tendency to stick back with the gun line. And the range on the bomb throw is quite short. But it can be pretty darn effective, as we just saw, so... And that and Cackle Fruit as well, so... Gotta make sure to try to use it in the future. Anyway, it looks like the main enemy line is very much collapsing. The enemy lord has been basically brought down by our handgunners, and a few more shots will make sure he falls and give us that nice leadership shock. Alright, come on, see the kill. There we go down. He goes nowhere to run, and he drops to the sands. To be forgotten, I'm sure. Sirens are still distracting enemy range units, but it looks like there's very little fight left in this particular enemy. And we're also streaming into the city with our gunnery mobs with handguns, but it looks like they won't be needed either, as the enemy routs and shatters and gives us the city. Beautiful. A decisive victory for Maddie yet again, and I've been very happy with her army this episode. I expect great things as we move forward. Alrighty, not bad at all once again, and one loss short of nice. Shame. Shame about that, but I think we did fairly well. Mortars did okay, nothing crazy, but, well, you can't expect anything crazy from mortars. The animated hulks, however, got nearly 16k damage, and the sirens did plenty, as did the deck droppers, which are proving to be very valuable in the early game for the Vampire Coast. Okie dokie, we could sack, we could raise, we could trade. I wish I remembered which tier on this particular territory is, but we're gonna sack, and then we're gonna occupy, and then we're gonna trade it away. Hopefully we can actually reach from here. I guess we're about to find out. Can you still move? No, that was at the end of your range. Oh, but if you switch stances, you're just fine. Another Sartosan map right. Okay, back to Henrietta Booty Catcher. She sure likes those Sartosan map right. To Kalknir, occupy. And we'll heal up a teensy bit and move onward. After trading this, of course. Let's repair it once again, and once again we'll build a basic structure. Let's do the same one. And once again trade it to the caravan. They seemed pretty happy about it the first time, and as to whether we'll trade it immediately, we'll have to see. You currently have 5 territories, meaning you have territories somewhere past Barrack-Var, don't you? Huh. I was wondering where his armies was, and oh, we should move down to Toranrock and occupy it, raise it, whatever, because if we don't, these guys will, well, it'll be a problem, let's say. Okay. Let's keep going. Anybody else need to do anything? I believe we checked the buildings, we checked the moves, and thus we can end the turn once more. Kind of curious as to what the outcome of this will be. Thoric should, in theory, win, right? Yeah, he's got a decent stack at Khazad Citizen. I was honestly expecting to have had fought Thoric already a little bit, but alas, no. We got one more turn until the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. Let's at least get that going. Skip, outpost, end turn. And if I forgot anything, it's too late as usual. Ally mobilizes the Bloody Hands. Perhaps they will have occupied it, and the faction will be destroyed, or will they let Katep revive? I'm gonna decline joining war against Teclis for now, but we are actually going to join war against him. And what I would like to try to do is to force the Caravan of Blue Roses to start fighting Teclis as well, and perhaps that'll allow Wurzag and the Caravan to be friendly with each other, and do the Badlands for us, while we take other stuff. Alrighty. And it's not destroyed yet, is it? Damn it, Wurzag, would you please? They should be dead. Wait, how do they get new Shabti? These guys are all at full HP, whereas the rest of the army is getting wrecked. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Not that it makes a huge difference, but still. Anyway. Yeah, you can collect the income. Let's see what's going on up here. Thoric moved away, it seems, after destroying this army. Nessie. You cannot catch this guy. Ah, or can you? If we move you here, Nessie will catch you. Though the problem will be, well, that's what we have to kill this guy anyway. I don't think we have a choice. Or else he'll just raid us, annoy us, etc., etc. As long as no vamps are coming down southward, and it looks like there aren't, and this is worth our time. We had to link up these armies anyway. And Nessie, kill. And that you will. Auto-resolve. And no damage. Very nice, very nice. 300 money. Well, it's better than nothing. Barely better than nothing, mind you, but better than nothing. And you cannot reach this other army to link up, can you? No. Just a little bit short. Oh, well. Oh, well. You in camp, and you... You know what, I would like you to stay here. Why? There's a Small, but not insignificant likelihood of something happening, as in Thorax somehow attacking the sky, and I'd rather Nessie reinforce, if necessary. I'm so damn stupid. Alrighty, to the Citadel of Myrmidia, please, Madeline. Alrighty, wait. We won't be able to raid, will we? I don't think so. I don't think so. At the very least, I doubt it. Raid, nah, that'll end up raiding caravan territory. And, oh, we can't actually trespass. They will be spaghetti about it. Alright. Rapturous Excess still wants to trade, and nobody else does. Ironbrow's Expedition wants peace. Oh, well, you shouldn't have declared war on us. Completely unnecessary. Right, we've got that Curse of the Bountiful Treasure giving us... Wait. We are at 8.5k, and we go up to... 12k. Alright. Alright, 3.5k, nothing crazy, but, well, we need every doubloon we can get. Alright, I guess we go here to the Temple of Sigmar. This will trespass. Would you... I don't want to trespass. They will be upset about it. How do these guys feel about each other now? 52 and 62. They're disliking each other more. Oh, they don't like the treaties with the Bog Creepers? Are you at war with the Bog Creepers? No. Well... if they get into conflict with each other, then they get into conflict with each other. Let's just hope that then it's Wurzag that declares war on the caravan, who we are not currently allied with. Beric Var. As Scabby, I camp. Are you guys at war with each other? No, you are not. Alright, I guess we could go up here and thereby not trespass. Although I guess Wurzag would like it if we did, but for now we're fine. And then just go into encamp. If you're wondering why I didn't march stances, because I have no idea where Volkmar's army is, and Volkmar scares me. He's very difficult to kill, and he would be an absolute menace for this army. Harry, keep on raiding, bud, and move down to Sitkus. And let's see what's going on over here. So, oh, hello, a full stack. What's the likelihood this full stack attacks us in the field? It exists. And if it exists, we're going to go into encamp rather than raid. The raiding gives us the winded vigor in battle, and I'd rather not risk it. In the meantime, you have Denizens of the Deep up. We don't have Kiss of the Deep, we don't have the Hunger, we don't have the Fog of the Damned. I think for a single point, Fog is probably worth... Oh! I didn't realize you had no mana whatsoever. And then we don't actually care about either one. And you know what? Let's move deeper into these guys' territory. In fact, I'd like to see even more of what's going on out here, so go here.
Get moving. I'll ignore that.
That's a decent likelihood, I would say, that they attack us. And you're still hurt, Grimbeard's bulk, so I'll hope you don't die. I guess we could replace you if you do. Estelle, I would like you to see... Aha, so yeah, this is probably Clan Scuttle. I still want to see what's going on there. This should, in theory, be free, right? It gives us back to us if we find Skaven, right? Right? Find out. Yeah, it's free. Okay, it's fine. Alrighty, so we have Spineport. They didn't... I really don't think that that should count as a hero action, but we may want to grab Spineport for us. I guess now the question is whether these territories are also this clan or whether they are actually Scryer. Then... here's what I want. Free trade agreement. You're in a defensive agreement with Scryer. How much would it cost to break defensive agreement with them? 5.4. Okay, so what we could do is try to grab this, trade it to them, force them to break the agreement, then try to do the same thing with you. Minus 1.1. It's a lot more likely. Ooh, it's only 2.7k. Might be able to do both, we'll see. We'll see, but we won't see right now. What we will see right now is building. Once again. Alright, anything super critical that we actually want to spend our money on? Raviola. Trantio, yes. Ducesso, yes. Definitely this Brimstone Cutters Workshop, haha. The Meat Market and You will need the scurvy dog pits for the control here. We're fine here in Middle Tilea, and we're okay in Susuria Wood. At the very least, I'm not spending all that cash on upgrading it. Lucchini. Still looking to get a pirate fort up and running, and we still can't upgrade Sartosa due to the expense, but for now, we'll leave those alone. No need. Alrighty, what we really need is those pirate fortresses to expand our hero capacity so we can send heroes to treasure hunt of any kind, but we have no capacity to do it. Okay, well, I guess with that we are ready to end another turn. Wasn't expecting to do so right now, but let's end one more. And we're basically out of time, so after we end this, we'll probably call the episode. I would like to see where Thoric goes and what he does. Hopefully he doesn't go to up here as that... Ah! Oh, well. He might be willing to fight us. And we'll probably have to save that for next episode, though, as I don't think we'll have time for it. And what is this? Oh, yes, you're going to attack... You're going to attack Harold. You know what, I think we'll save this one for the start of next episode as well, unless I'm mistaken. We're out of time, but because of that mid-battle, or mid-episode edit with that little siege, I'm not 100% sure anymore, but I think we're there. Anyway, if we are, then I will have probably properly ended the episode. Next time, we'll start with this. We'll move on to fight Thoric with Aranessa and try to get her that lovely defeat trait that he has, and then proceed to Wrecking Face in the mountains and moving towards the Southern Confederacy and the remnants of Sigmar's cult with Manann and down south. Stay tuned for more vampires, I should say. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.